Lisa Swain was stunned when she unexpectedly came face to face with Becky Swain, the partner she believed had lost her life 4 years earlier. Viewers of Coronation Street now think they've figured out what Carla Connor might do next, after discovering that her fiancé's supposedly deceased wife is actually still alive. Lisa's world was shaken as she confronted Becky, who she had long assumed had perished while on duty. The shocking twist followed fan speculation that Becky's death was never real, especially after D.I. Costello's shady role in hiding the truth, with recent episodes showing hints that Becky could still be alive. At the close of last week's storyline, Lisa and her new fiancée Carla Connor encountered someone they thought was Tia Wardley, months after Logan Radcliffe had dropped the name as a lead in their hunt for answers about Becky. Despite endless dead ends in tracking the mysterious woman, Carla, Lisa, and DC Kit Green were floored when a stranger showed up at the bistro and claimed she was Tia. The woman told Carla and Lisa, who were toasting their engagement, that she knew they had been searching for her, before revealing she once worked alongside the Radcliffe brothers, but changed her path thanks to Becky's support, which came with no strings attached. Lisa seemed convinced, but Kit pushed further, asking Tia if she'd ever come across D.I. Costello. She answered flatly that she had no idea who that was. Moments later, however, Tia climbed into D.I. Costello's car and demanded payment, making it clear he had bribed her to pose as Tia Wardley. "I gave them my best Meryl Streep performance," she bragged. "Really laid it on thick. Looked like the blonde one was about to burst into tears." Not long after, as Lisa and Carla made their way back from the bistro, the episode hinted the couple were being followed. Soon after, Becky herself appeared, leaving Lisa utterly floored as the truth of her survival was revealed. In the episode airing Friday, Carla returns home to find her shaken partner demanding explanations from Becky, and in the upcoming weeks, the storyline deepens as Carla sets out to uncover what really happened behind Becky's staged death. Coronation Street's Todd braces for danger as Theo walks into a shocking situation. Todd Grimshaw's romance with Theo Silverton has spiraled from rocky to outright violent, and what Theo stumbles upon next week in Coronation Street leaves Todd terrified the beatings could start again. Theo's troubling traits surfaced early on, yet love-struck Todd chose to overlook them, partly because of Theo's dark past, having endured cruel conversion therapy that left lasting scars on his mind. More heated rose with his wife Danielle and the sinister preacher Noah Headley, who are both forcing twisted religious dogma on Theo's children Miles and Millie, drove Theo closer to breaking point. At first, Theo's cruelty came through control and gaslighting as he tried to cut Todd off from others, especially ex-partner Billy Mayhew, whom he saw as a threat. When Billy reached out to Theo's son Miles, desperate to undo Noah's poisonous influence, Theo erupted in rage and gave Todd an ultimatum: end things with Billy, or their relationship was finished. Todd reluctantly agreed, and for a short while things calmed, until a tense meeting with Danielle and Noah left Theo storming home alone, drowning his anger in alcohol, only to find out Todd had been drinking at the pub with Billy. Later that night, Todd returned with a kebab to smooth things over, but Theo's facade shattered. His aggression turned physical. He tore into Todd with vicious insults before cruelly trying to shove food into his mouth in a horrifying act of humiliation, then stormed out, leaving Todd shaken and broken. The following day, after unleashing a furious tirade at Billy, Theo's anger melted into despair, and he persuaded the compassionate vicar to approach Todd and beg him for forgiveness. Billy reluctantly carried out Theo's request, and while Todd agreed to hear him out, he was appalled when Theo refused to accept any blame for the attack. Determined not to back down, Todd told Theo to leave, sending him spiraling as he struggled to process the loss of control. Later, in a private chat with Billy, Theo admitted he was considering therapy to confront his demons and begged him to keep it quiet, but Billy couldn't resist sharing it. Instead of attending his session, Theo spent the afternoon drinking with Gary Windus, while Billy confided in Todd, who was genuinely moved by the revelation. When Todd and Theo later crossed paths, Todd expressed pride in Theo for even attempting to seek help. Sensing an opportunity, Theo leaned into his manipulation, reminding Todd of all he had given up for their love and stressing that he was finally making an effort with his mental health. In a moment of weakness, Todd accepted some blame for the violent outburst and welcomed Theo back, with the pair moving into the corner shop flat together the following week. Soon after, Theo grew anxious that the messy state of the flat could harm his custody battle with Danielle, prompting Todd to roll up his sleeves and tidy it. Todd enlisted Billy, George Shuttleworth, and Brian Packham, and what started as cleaning soon turned into a small celebration, complete with music, food, and drinks. When Theo returned, he was struck by how different the flat looked, though he froze for a moment while taking in the lively scene. With Todd knowing Theo's temper can flare at the slightest trigger, the question remains, will Theo appreciate the effort? Or will he unleash yet more cruelty as this unsettling storyline deepens? Coronation Street viewers predict shock baby twist as David Platt floored by Who Owns the Test. David Platt was left reeling after discovering who the positive pregnancy test belonged to following a tense confrontation with his daughter Lily. Fans of Coronation Street believe they've uncovered a second baby bombshell after David's shock over the test's true owner. The storyline kicked off in Monday's episode when Lily complained to her dad about stomach pains. Unconvinced, David insisted she head into school regardless. Later, venting to his sister Sarah about Lily's behavior, bickering over a boy and scheming to dodge lessons, he raised concern with the underworld boss. But family drama was soon interrupted when Carla Connor, now living at number 6 with her fiancé, was spotted hauling out recycling. With the ongoing feud over rubbish bins still simmering, David grew irritated to see Carla sneaking her waste into his bins, but his frustration quickly turned to shock when he stumbled upon a discarded pregnancy test. Certain it was linked to Lisa's daughter Betsy, David waved the test at Sarah with some sarcastic remarks, but when she hinted it could actually belong to Lily, his smugness quickly collapsed into dread. David tried to dismiss the idea, insisting Lily was far too young, only for Sarah to remind him she herself had been the same age when she gave birth to Bethany Platt. Soon after, David was summoned to collect Lily from school, following a scuffle with another pupil over boys. Seizing the chance, he rifled through her bag. Lily was mortified, and when confronted, firmly denied that the test was hers. Sarah wasted no time rushing to the cafe to warn Shona about David's sour mood. Later, after work, she let rip at her husband for accusing Lily before revealing the truth. The pregnancy test was actually her own. Even so, some Coronation Street fans are convinced there's another baby twist coming, pointing to a possible clue involving Betsy. In the same episode, she had been marking her 18th birthday before stumbling across a shocking hit-and-run with Tyrone Dobbs left injured. However, one viewer, Thasman Potts, speculated Betsy might be pregnant OMG, but have we thought maybe her queasiness came from necking shots at midday after already being wrecked the night before? Coronation Street continues on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also streaming on ITVX and YouTube.